Okay, so today we're going to do lesson 13.2. It's on 685. It's talking about equivalence or equality in customer units of capacity. Yesterday we talked about customer units of length, right? With inches and then feet and then yards and then miles as it keeps increasing. So we're going to be talking about capacity. Does anybody know what capacity means or what it would be involved with? Yes. Emma? Okay. What's your best guess?
Like the most like something may hold.
Measuring what? Liquids. Yes, Farron?
I was gonna say measuring.
You're going to say what?
Measuring liquid.
Measuring liquid. Okay, so our goal for today, students will convert customer units of capacity from one unit to another and recognize the relative size of different units. Okay, it's looking really nice outside. And Mr. Smothers is making a batch of fudge and wants to use a recipe that uses a small amount of evaporated milk. He wants to be as precise to the recipe as possible. So should he measure the milk in gallons, quarts, pints, cups, or fluid ounces? If I want to be as precise as possible, what would I measure it? Yes, Brooke?
What were the options?
We have gallons, quarts, pints, cups, or fluid ounces. Should I use the biggest one or should I use the smallest one? What do you think that would be? Ounces. Yes, that's right. Yes, Farron?
I was in pint.
Pints. So pint evaporated milk. If I used a pint of evaporated milk, that'd be a lot of fudge. But if I want to be as precise as possible, I want to use the smallest measure, the smallest unit of liquid capacity. Those would be fluid ounces in the customer system. So Mr. Smothers is anticipating the arrival of spring because it's coming really quickly and is buying a new small kid-sized swimming pool. Because he bought this pool, it is imperative that winter has to end. Right?
What's imperative mean?
Possible.
Means it's very important.
Very important. Winter has to end because we're getting spring stuff. So how do you think he can measure the water capacity in this pool? If I don't really want to be precise, what did Emma? By gallons.
That's the biggest one.
Because gallons is the biggest one. Thank you. Okay, so what is capacity? Capacity is the amount a container can hold, measured in liquid units. Like we have the sodas here. They're usually 12 ounces. Yes?
Can I say something? I'm allergic to
You're allergic to Tide. Tide smells so good too. I always love the smell of Tide.
I don't.
I'm allergic to some fabric softeners.
I'm not.
And capacity also, you would have like, you ever hear of gallons or quarts of oil that somebody would put in your car, or how much ounces you would get with a frap or a latte or a cappuccino. Yeah. A frappuccino, those are really good. So capacity is the amount a container can hold, measured in what? Liquid units. Liquid units being customary units of capacity. They would be fluid ounces, which are the smallest. Then we have cups, which would be 8 fluid ounces. Then we go up to pints. You've heard of a pint of ice cream? They're measured in pints. And then after pints, 2 pints, I think, would equal a quart. Sometimes you get quarts of orange juice. And then we have gallons. What do you buy in gallons?
Milk.
Milk. Everybody buys milk, a bucket, a gallon, a gallon bucket. Or a lot of people buy milk in gallon containers.
But some people buy it in quarts.
Yeah, some people buy it in quarts, like the almond milk.
Yeah.
Or the cashew milk.
Oat milk.
Oat milk, the soap, and other stuff like that. So those would be important. So equivalent values in units of capacity, 1 fluid ounce would be 2 tablespoons. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint would be 2 cups. 1 quart would be 2 pints. And 1 gallon would be 4 quarts. Okay.
Could you keep that?
Yeah, so I'm going to keep this up there right now. That's why I have your papers here at your desk. So there are 4 different values of liquid right here. So I would like each one of you to come and find the measure and write it down on your piece of paper. Okay? So there's 4, so 4 people can do it. Okay.
What if it doesn't settle?
I think I got it pretty precise what that was.
1 quart? Wait,
Do it on the cups. So it would be this one right here.
okay, does anybody want to switch?
Each person just needs 1, and then we'll talk about them. Each person just needs 1, so we'll talk about them and we'll convert them into different measurements using these equations here.
Wait, can you erase this?
Huh? Can I erase it? I'm not sure. It looks like permanent marker. I didn't put that on there though. I found it like that. I didn't do that. I'm not defacing property. We just need to do 1, and then we'll talk about it.
Let's just each do 2. I got 1 cup and 1 pint. I got 2 cups and 1 quart.
Okay, so who wants to start with what they got? Brooke, which one did you measure? You measured this one, right? And how much water was in that?
1 quart.
1 quart? Okay. So that first one was 1 quart. 1 quart.
And then
Quart. Okay. Now let's say we have that 1 quart. How much would that quart be if we were measuring it in pints? How much would it equal in pints? 1 quart. Yes, Mason.
2 pints.
Yes, equals 2 pints. Okay. So see how that works? If I would put 2 pints in here, it would be the same amount of liquid as 2 quarts, right? Right? Okay, so who else wants to say what they got? Emma.
For the Elmo bottle.
You got the Elmo bottle, okay? How much was in that?
1 cup.
1 cup? 1 cup of water was in the Elmo bottle. So if I wanted to measure how many ounces was in the same Elmo bottle, how many ounces of water, how much would that be? Fluid ounces, right. They got to be fluid ounces because that's concerned with liquid. Regular ounces, we'll learn later, are units of weight. So how many ounces would be in that 1 cup? If the Elmo bottle right here had 1 cup of water, and I want to convert that in ounces, how many would it be? Yes, ma'am. It would equal 8 fluid ounces. Good. Okay. Mason, what'd you measure?
I measured the cups.
The measurement cup on the far right. Okay. And what'd you get?
2 cups.
You got 2 cups in the measurement cup. 2 cups of water.
16 fluid ounces.
That equals 16 fluid ounces. And if I wanted to convert that into pints, how many pints would 2 cups be? We can use our equation right here. If I have 2 cups, how many pints is that? Here goes 1 pint. So 1 pint equals 2 cups, which is also equal to 16 fluid ounces. So if I measured fluid ounces in there and I put it in there, it would be the same as 2 cups. Okay. And Brooke, what did you get? What did you measure? Oh, you already measured. Okay. Who am I with? Farron, what did you measure? Sorry.
I measured like the little.
The small one?
Yep.
Okay, and how much water did you get in here?
1 fluid ounce.
1 fluid ounce?
Looks like 2.
Like, that's hard to see. That's 4 fluid ounces. So this little measurement, that would be
6 tablespoons.
4 fluid ounces. Yeah, that would be, if 1 fluid ounce was 2 tablespoons, that would be more than 6. It would be 8. It would be 4 times 2, wouldn't it?
8.
So that would be 8 tablespoons. Yes? I don't know. And if 8 fluid ounces is 1 cup, how many cups would 4 fluid ounces be? If 8 fluid ounces is 1 cup, and we only had 4 fluid ounces, how many cups would that be?
1.
Okay, if we only have 4 fluid ounces, right?
Yep.
But if 8 fluid ounces is 1 cup, and if I only have half of the 8 fluid ounces,
Half
4
a
fluid
cup?
ounces, yes, half a cup. So that equals 1/2 of a cup. Great, great. I can smell the brain smoke in here.
Doesn't that mean we don't
Huh? What?
Doesn't that mean we don't get
No, it means your brains are working. Your brains are giving good answers.
Because the last time we were in a different grade and our teacher said, it doesn't look like you get this year.
No, I think when older people say that they can smell the smoke coming out of your head, it means because your brains are working really well, and they're working hard and they're getting right answers, and we're all doing good. So this is a helpful way to help you measure stuff. I also put this on the paper that I gave you earlier right here. So that's a good reference how you can convert like 2 cups to 1 pint, or 2 pints to 1 quart, or 4 quarts to 1 gallon. 2 quarts, half gallon is a good reference to look for, okay? It'll help you see things visually, understand it a little bit better. So let's check for understanding. What happened? What is a bigger unit? 1 cup or 1 quart? Which would be the bigger unit? Yes, miss.
1 cup?
1 cup or 1 quart? Look on your paper. Look on the reference and see if that's
1 quart?
1 quart, because 2 cups equals 1 pint, and then 2 pints equals 1 quart. And then I think 4 cups would equal 1 quart, right? So 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. How about 1 pint or 1 gallon? 1 gallon, because
the littler milk is bigger than the gallon.
right, 1 gallon would be 4 quarts, and I think 2 pints equals 1 gallon, or 2 quarts would equal 1 gallon, so that would mean 8 pints. No, yeah. Okay, let's try a problem. It's the problem on 685. Casey has 2.5 gallons of juice. How many 1 pint containers could he fill with those 2.5 gallons of juice? So what I did is I took and I made a visual representation. There are 8 pints in 1 gallon, so see how 8 pints equals 1 gallon? And if he has 2.5, that means I should probably do this 2.5 more times, right? 1 gallon, then 1 gallon, then half gallon. So if 1 gallon equals 8 pints, then 2 gallons would equal 16 pints. See all those pints there, how that adds up? And then another half gallon. Would equal 4 more pints. So I've got 8 pints plus 8 pints plus 4 more pints. And how much does that equal altogether? 20. So it'd be 20 pints. 20 pint containers equals 2.5 gallons of juice. Or there's a different way we could do it. If there are 8 pints in 1 gallon, right? So we can make this into a mathematical equation. 2.5 gallons times 8 pints per gallon, and that equals 16 and 8 halves. And then if I would reduce it, that would be down to 20. So that's 20 gallons. See how I did that? I took the 2.5 gallons. I know there's 8 pints in each gallon, so I did 2.5 times 8. That gives me 16, because 8 times 2 is 16. And then, let's see, 8 times 1 half is 8 halves. And 8 halves is 4. So 16 plus 4 is 20. Following? We got that? Okay. So the answer is 20 containers. Don't forget your label. Okay, a large can of soda contains 16 fluid ounces. If 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup, how many cups does 16 fluid ounces equal? What would I do first? What would I do? What would I multiply together? Yes, Baron? 16 times 18? Or
8.
So I guess it'd be 1 large cans equals 16, and 8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup. So what I would do, if 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces, therefore 16 fluid ounces, which is twice as much as this, how many cups would that equal? It would equal 2 cups, right? See how I'm doing that? 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces, right? But I have 2 cups here, or 16 fluid ounces, right? So right here is 16 fluid ounces, so half of that would be 8 fluid ounces, and another 8 fluid ounces would be 16 ounces. Therefore, 1 cup, 2 cups. So how many pints are in 16 fluid ounces? So 16 fluid ounces is 2 cups. We can look on our reference thing and see how many pints are in 2 cups, or 16 fluid ounces. How many would that be?
1 pint.
1 pint. Right. That equals 16 fluid ounces, or 2 cups. See how they're all interchangeable? Okay, Mr.
I was just about to ask, could we do an animal problem?
Yeah. We got Mr. Bubbles here. That's our fish. That's the name of our fish, but that's not him. Huh? He kind of looks like that, but he's real. Okay, Mr. Bubbles lives in a fish tank that holds 10 gallons of water. If I had to fill the tank using only 1 quart, a 1 quart container, how many quarts would be needed to fill that tank? So let's say I need 10 gallons of water for Mr. Bubbles. 10 gallons. And on our reference sheet, how many quarts equals a gallon? It's Brooke.
4 quarts.
So 1 gallon,
So 4 times.
right? So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So it would be 4 10
5
times 4, and
equals 40.
that equals 40. So I would need 40 quarts of water to fill that 10-gallon fish tank. Okay, so how are we doing? So we know by our reference sheet, and we're looking at that, 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. 2 pints is equal to, or one pint is equal to 2 cups, and 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. So let's look at number 6, page 687, number 2. It's asking how many ounces does 2 cups equal? 2 cups equals how many fluid ounces? So, looking at our sheet, how many fluid ounces equals 1 cup?
8.
8 fluid ounces equals 1 cup,
So 16.
equals 1. Therefore, let's therefore sign.
I think so.
I think so.
Can honestly say I don't use the therefore
Yeah.
sign all that frequently.
So 1 fluid ounce equals 1 cup. Therefore, 16 fluid ounces equals 2 cups. See how that works?
Yep.
I think we're getting this pretty well. Oh, let's do a fraction. We love fractions, right?
No.
Let's do number 8. 1,
Wait, can we do number 6 on page
689.
I thought we're
1 1/2 quarts equals how many what? How many cups? Okay. How many cups does 1 1/2
What does that
quarts?
mean when they put like a fraction?
The fraction, if you have half of a quart, let's say, like right here. Right here, I have 4 fluid ounces, right? We saw this as 4 fluid ounces. We know that 8 ounces equals 1 cup, right? So 4 fluid ounces is half of 8 ounces. So it would be half of a cup. You see that? How this is 1 cup and only have half a cup of water? That's equal to 4 fluid ounces. So on our reference sheet, it tells us that 2 cups equals 1 pint, 2 pints equals 1 quart. So that must be 4 quarts, or 4 cups equals 1 quart, right? Does that show us? So if 4 cups equals 1 quart, right? And I know I can break this down first by saying 1 quart equals how many cups, and I could write that down as 4 cups. And then I need to know what is half a quart. So 1 quart, I know that 2 pints equals 1 quart, right? So if I need half a quart, how many pints would that be? If I divide the quarts in half, and I divide the 2 pints in half, what would the 2 pints be divided in 2 be? What would be half of 2 pints? Half of 2 pints. What's half of 2?
1.
1, yeah. So half of 2 pints would be 1 pint. So 4 cups, 1 pint. But it's asking for cups, and I know that 2 cups equals 1 pint, right? So if I want to know what that pint is, how many cups is that pint? If 2 cups equals 1 pint, how many cups equals this pint? How many cups are in one pint? There are 16 cups in one pint?
No. 2.
There are 2 cups. So it'd be 4 cups plus 2 cups,
6.
and that equals 6 cups. So 1 and 1.5 quarts equals 6 cups, right?
Yep.
Or I could skip the pint altogether, and I know that 4 cups equals, if 4 cups equals 1 quart, I need a half a quart, so that's half of 1 is 1/2. What's half of 4? 2. So 2 cups equals half a quart. So it'll be 4 cups, which is 1 pint, or 4 cups, which is 1 quart, plus 2 cups, which is half a quart, equals 6 cups. That's probably good. Is there anything on 687 that we'd like to
Yes.
need help with? Which would you like to do? Our homework would be, or our assignment would be 691 and 692, but
You need 689.
wait, I'm not. Yeah. Our homework would be 689 and 690. Sorry, you don't have to do number 14. So we'll still be working. I just did number 4. That was on our your assignment. Whoops.
They were listening.
That's a free one.